Welcome dear students, welcome once again to online video lectures. After completion of the previous chapter, we'll talk about the disaster management. That is the chapter number 20. Now, before we start this chapter, let us understand what is the meaning of disaster and how it can be managed. Disasters are of two types. It can be a natural or it can be a man-made. Disaster can be termed as destruction for human beings. For a single person, it is also termed as disaster, and for a group of person also, it is termed as disaster. So, how can we overcome the disaster has been taught to us in this chapter. So, let us start. A disaster may be natural or man-made. It can be man-induced. So, it is man-made. May be a catastrophic or diastrophic. Catastrophic means the problems which are caused by which are causing pain to the human beings, that are known as catastrophic. Means it will cause some damage to the human beings. And diastrophic means it will be causing damage to the layer of the earth. So like motion of the tectonic plates, the destruction which is caused due to the motion of the tectonic plates, like earthquakes, these type of heavy losses which are incurred to the human beings is coming under the diastrophic. They may have originated in the interior of the earth or in atmosphere. It is felt over extensive area on the earth and also results in devastation. So disaster can be experienced on the earth and below the earth in the both categories. It is felt over extensive area on the earth and it can cause bigger problems. And if we examine a few phenomena, it will be clear that a disaster damages not only life but also property to a very great extent. Some of the examples of disasters are volcanic eruptions, earthquake, tsunamis. These are the collective results of both natural as well as man-induced acts. Now you will be confused to see that why these volcanic eruptions, earthquakes and tsunamis are also known as man-induced act. Man-induced means it is not man-made, but the disaster which are causing because of the treatments or because of the act which are done by the human beings. So that are those type of disasters are known as man-induced acts. Like because of human being, we can see the level of pollution is going higher and higher. Because of overpopulation, the burden on the earth is increasing, and because of the human acts, there is a disturbance in the ecosystem, in the green atmosphere. There is lot of destructions in the atmosphere due to human beings. So for that purpose only, we can say these disasters are not only natural but as well as they are man-induced acts also. Some events bring pre-planned devastation and destruction. Example, the atomic attack by the US bomber over Hiroshima and Nagasaki, both cities of Japan, during the Second World War, whereas some events are results of human negligence or mistakes. Like we have examples of Bhopal gas tragedy, Chernobyl atomic disaster of Russia. So these examples are given regarding the disaster which were the pre-planned activities of destruction by human beings. The US bombers, they have dropped down atomic bombs on the two cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which are the very important cities of Japan during the Second World War. And because of that thing, today also we are facing many type of inactivityness in the peoples of Japan. Nowadays also we can see the effect of that atomic activities. And also that there is sometimes negligence or mistakes which are creating some disasters for the human beings, like we have experienced the gas tragedy in Bhopal and the atomic disaster of Russia in Chernobyl. So these are the disasters which have been affecting up to a very large extent to the human beings. Now let us talk about the types of disasters. We are aware about the risks of disaster. We know that disaster will cause damage to the life of human beings and also to the property. To decide the strategy for relief work, it is necessary to know the reasons and responsible situations. So if you want to overcome these type of situations, we should be knowing the exact reasons why these disasters are occurring and how can we bring the responsible changes in the situation. It is important to know with reference to overall preparation for relief work. Now we will talk about the experts who are working on the disaster management, and they have divided the disaster into two categories. The same which we have started, we have discussed before we started this lesson, that is the natural and the man induced. The disasters like flood, cyclone, tsunami, drought, earthquake, volcano, forest fire, etc. are the examples of natural disaster. Forecast is possible for flood, cyclone, tsunami and drought, while it is not possible to make a forecast regarding earthquake, volcanic eruption and forest fire. Forecast means predictions can be made regarding some of the natural disasters, but the predictions regarding some of the natural disasters cannot be made. If we know that some disaster is going to occur, we may be prepared to overcome those disasters, and we may help the human beings so that there will be less loss to the properties and lives of the human beings. Man-induced disasters are like fire, industrial accidents, bomb explosions, riots, etc. Now let us talk about natural disasters one by one. The first thing is flood. By flood we generally mean an extensive land area remaining submerged under water continuously for several days. The reason for floods can be heavy rain due to the breaking of dams, and due to the raining of due to rains which are caused by bursting of clouds. People associate flood with rivers. When river water overflows its banks and nearby land area comes under water. Flood is a natural event and is the result of continuous heavy rainfall, and flood becomes dangerous when some construction is carried out ignoring human activities, drainage pattern, slope of the land, etc., which may cause damage to the life and property on a large scale. So flood are experienced on the banks of rivers, and where the land area is very low, where accumulation of water is more easier than compared to the accumulation of water on the higher land. So whenever there is a very heavy rainfall, or sometimes we have seen that natural calamities that occur in the Uttarakhand, when the clouds were burst and there was a very heavy disasters that caused, and the flood was the reason for that. So we can say that flood also causes damage to the human beings and the property on a large scale. Now what we have to do before the natural disaster of flood? Collect your precious and personal requirements and take refuge at a safer place. Now we have discussed before that predictions of flood can be made. Floods doesn't come accidentally. Slowly and steadily the flood increases. So we can be careful regarding collecting our precious and personal requirements, and we can move on to a safer place. Put water, dry breakfast, candles, lantern, matchbox in a plastic box so that they cannot get wet, and then they should be kept with you. So all those essential equipments like breakfast, which are dry breakfast, so that they cannot get spoiled easily. Safe drinking water, the candles, lanterns and matchbox, which can be helpful in lighting fire or lighting candles, so that we can produce some light during the situation when the electricity is made off by the Department of Electricity, or due to some problems arising in the electric poles or in the connection wires. Third thing is, do not keep the children hungry. They should be provided hygienic and good food, and a precaution should be taken care that they should not get ill or they should not get sick. After the flood recedes, only drink boiled water, because we know that the bacteria and the fungus might be growing in every areas, and the water could be contaminated. So it is better to drink boiled water, and we should be very careful regarding the instructions which are provided on the radios, mobile phones, and we should not listen about the rumors, and we should be very careful about the instructions which are given by the government only. Be aware of the snakes, they may come to dry places. Keep a bamboo stick to drive them away. and we should not get involved in having any type of misbehavior with these type of animals, because they could be very dangerous. So every precaution should be made. Some precautions are given here, and some more precautions which are essential as per the living conditions of different places, because we know that the living conditions of different places are quite different, and they should be taken more precautions as compared to the precautions which are given here. So what not to do? We should not eat food prepared in flood water, because the water is contaminated, and if we are eating such type of food, there are chances that we may develop poor health, or we may fall sick. We should also not move out without collecting authentic information about the routes and situation before moving to a safer place. It means that if you know the proper route which may lead you to a safer place, then only you should proceed on the given route, or otherwise you may have some problems if you are traveling on the routes which are not having authentic information. So these are the do's and don'ts of the human beings which has to be followed during the flood conditions. And there are some more points which should be discussed, but it is not possible here. We have discussed about the flood, and we all know that flood is a natural disaster which causes damage to the lives and property on a very large scale. But if we take little bit precautions, we may overcome by this natural phenomena, and we can lead a good and secured safe life. So if you come across such type of situations, so you should be very careful and remember these precautions which you have to follow. So after this, we'll continue the cyclone and other things in the next video, and you will get some more detailed information regarding the natural disasters in the next video. So that's all for now. Keep studying and stay safe.